It was supposed to be temporary, just until a new set of keys could be cut, the lock reprogrammed and the deadbolt replaced. But 6 months later, Alex was still opening the door with their phone. 6 months of not needing a key, of never locking or unlocking anything, of walking through that door without a second thought. And then one day, months into this new way of life, Alex was digging around in a drawer, looking for a tape measure. The flashlight came on, illuminating a jumble of cords, screws, and oddly shaped nails. And in the middle of it all was a key ring. Not just any key ring, but the old one. The one with the house key and the mailbox key and the gym key that was supposed to be for emergencies. Only but often ended up just being used to open the front door, because it was faster than getting the key fob. This key ring felt small in the palm now, smaller than it ought to have been, shrunken by months of disuse, heavy in a way that had nothing to do with weight. Each cut and groove, each scratch and ding told a story of minor frustrations, of almost missing the bus because they couldn't find the right key, of racing to the mailbox in the last moments before sunset to retrieve the one piece of mail that always came in a key form, of wrestling with the stubborn lock on the gym door, trying to make a turn. Each bump and nick was a memory. Alex smiled and dropped the keyring back into the drawer. It could stay there. It didn't need to come out anymore. The drawer closed with a soft, familiar thud. The keyring was gone from sight and from mind. When they left the house that evening, Alex didn't grab the keyring on the way out. They didn't even think about it. Instead, they pulled out their phone and tapped the screen. The app recognized them and sent a ping to the lock, granting them access. No fumbling in purse or pocket for the right key. No turning and twisting until the tumblers fell silent. No inserting and jiggling until the door swung open. It was instantaneous, effortless, and completely seamless. As they stepped inside, the lights turned on, bathing the entryway in a warm glow. The door closed behind them with a soft click, the sound a gentle lullaby of security. The air was exactly how Alex liked it, cool and crisp, thanks to the smart thermostat that anticipated their arrival. The playlist started up, filling the house with familiar tunes that were just loud enough to provide background noise. Not too loud to be distracting. For a moment, Alex just stood there, letting the sensory symphony wash over them. It was more than convenience. It was more than a tech upgrade. It was a homecoming, a home that knew them, a home that welcomed them. In the past, approaching the house in the evening would have been a chore. Keys would have been dug out, jangling in the process. The house would have remained dark and uninviting until unlocked, and the silence would have been deafening. Now, it was different. As they came closer, the lights flickered on, spilling out onto the path like welcoming arms. The door unlatched itself, opening just enough to slip a hand through and push inside. The first time someone came to visit and saw this, they'd asked, "So how do you get in?" Alex had shrugged. "Oh, I'd just send them the code." The visitor had looked bewildered. "But what if someone steals your phone?" Alex had just smiled mysteriously and said then they'd also get the Wi-Fi password, and everyone understood. Now, when friends came over, they were greeted not by a doorbell camera, but by a face they knew. And when family visited, Alex gave them a code that lasted only for their stay. At the end of the visit, they'd change the code again, purging the logs, keeping the history clean. The lock didn't just keep people out. It kept memories in. Every entry and exit was logged. Every guest signed in. Every delivery driver marked their visit. Every time the door opened or closed, it added another layer to the tapestry of their lives. It wasn't a violation of privacy. It was an open invitation to share in the everyday narrative. And the best part was, there was no need to constantly narrate it either. "No, I'm home text to a spouse. No, I've arrived emails to parents." The door spoke for them. Its every click and clack was a silent announcement to the world, and a gentle reminder of the simple joys of being understood. There were no more unlocked out texts in the middle of the night. No more frantic calls to a locksmith in the pouring rain. No more spare key hidden under the welcome mat. Just the quiet confidence that came from knowing the door was secure, that their sanctuary was safe. Some days Alex would come home to find sticky fingerprints on the keypad. Their child had been playing. They'd erase the marks with a damp cloth, chuckling at the tiny human who thought they could leave their mark on the world by conquering the front door. Other days there would be a new sticker on the keypad. Their spouse had been in a good mood. Alex would peel off the old sticker, place the new one, smile without needing to ask, "How was your day?" The door spoke volumes without saying a word. It was easier to let people in now, not because they had more access, but because they had less to hide. There was no need to turn off the lights to play hide-and-seek with shadows. No need to close the curtains to keep the outside world out. The door welcomed the sun and the moon in equal measure. If anyone wanted to come in, they could. And if anyone wanted to stay out, they could do that too. The door didn't judge, didn't gossip. It simply recorded, bore witness to the comings and goings of life without adding its own commentary. It was the ultimate non-judgmental listener, hearing every knock, every call, every whisper at the door without ever interrupting. One day, Alex came home to a surprise party. Their friends and family had snuck in, using their own unique codes, transforming the house into a sea of smiling faces. The door had played its part perfectly, welcoming each guest without betraying their presence. When Alex had finally emerged from the kitchen, blinking in surprise, their friends had erupted in cheers. "You don't even need to carry keys anymore," someone had said, raising a glass. "We can all just use our phones. Cheers to that." Later, standing in the dimly lit entryway, Alex reached out and touched the cool metal of the doorframe, the solid feel of it grounding them in the moment. It had taken just a few months for the keyhole to fade from memory, for the jangling of keys to become a distant sound, for the struggle to unlock the door to transform into the luxury of a keyless entry. That night, as Alex lay in bed, listening to the rain drumming against the window pane, they felt a deep sense of calm settle over them. The storm could rage, the wind could howl, but inside, within these four walls, everything was secure, everything was logged, and everything was in its right place. The door was locked. They were safe.